Hello, hello, hello. The messages are just coming through today. Boom, bam, bop, boom, boom, boom. Actually, some of the messages that I'm filming today, I already filmed, but I received some new information for them. So I had to incorporate that and refilm it, but no matter. Today's message is about the divine counterpart. And before I get into that message, I want to say real quick, I accidentally reported a beautiful, benevolent comment by a lovely member of this community. And I feel sorry. And if it was you, I just want to acknowledge, I didn't mean to do that. You might have been notified that I reported your comment. I was cleaning up the comment section by removing and reporting the scam accounts, the people that are like, I made $75,000 bi-weekly, or the ones that were this book changed my life, or this practitioner changed my life. I was just getting rid of that stuff. And there was this beautiful comment, and then above it was the scam comment, and below it was a scam comment, and somehow I messed up and I reported the wrong one. So if that was you, I'm so sorry. It was an accident. Okay, didn't mean to do it. Accident. All right. Please don't take it personally. And if I loved your comment, and I just wanted to put that out there. I wanted to acknowledge it. Okay. Now let's get into this message about the divine counterpart, because it's been coming for a while. All right. You are about to connect or reconnect with your divine counterpart in this life. This is like your other half, your true love, healthy love, a balanced, healthy relationship. And it took a long time to get to this point. And this is because there was so much that you had to do first before you can get to this point. And also there was a lot of energies trying to prevent you from connecting, trying to keep you apart, because you're both very powerful, and when you come together, you're extremely powerful. Okay, so there's been a lot of attempts to keep you apart, a lot of attempts to keep you down, and some of the most important things that you had to do was that you had to bring your energy into balance. Because what I'm seeing is, from the dynamics that you were raised in, it wasn't safe to be in your natural energy. Okay, so it's we all, regardless of what gender you are, this has nothing to do with gender. This has to do with energy and divine frequencies. We all have divine feminine and divine masculine in us. Okay? Again, has nothing to do with gender. We all have that. We have that. And it's what I'm being shown is that your natural energy, it just was not safe to be in your natural energy, so much so that the other energy you have had to overcompensate for it, and it was overextended. Okay, so for instance, say your natural energy is to be in your feminine energy, right? It wasn't safe to be in your feminine energy because you were in an environment where it wasn't safe to show your emotions. You were around somebody very malicious or malignant, somebody who was very manipulative, somebody where there was no emotional support. You couldn't be seen. Your emotions didn't have space to be what they were. Your intuition was frowned upon, just who you were. Everything was denied about you. And so to compensate and to survive through that situation, you had to be more in your masculine energy, where it was less emotional, it was more logical, it was more of a giver than a receiver. Okay, and that's just yeah, okay? So, and likewise, if say you are on the other side of it, say your natural energy is very masculine, it wasn't safe to be in your masculine energy because of some type of caregiver or somebody there, that you had to be more in your feminine energy. and that was overextended. Okay, so this was how you survived through that situation, by like taking on these other energies. But then you had to go through this very deep healing process. I'm seeing that you were just pushed into a very deep healing process where you not only were uncovering your emotions and honoring them without judgment, you were allowing them to be what they were, you were understanding them, you were also learning yourself. Because it is like you had to take on this alter ego in order to survive through the situation. Like I said, it was not safe to be who you were. There was so much energy coming against you in those dynamics. And your mind, your body, your brain, like that, your survival mechanisms kicked in, and you had to like take on this, like you had to be like a people pleaser. You had to be somebody different than your true self, okay? But since being in this healing process, what I'm seeing is like you're really able to understand who you are, what your heart wants, what your beliefs are, because there was a lot of mind control. There was a lot of psychological warfare. There was a lot of like conditioning, and not just in the family, but also in the society and the culture around you. Okay, so you really had to work through all of that, sift it out, identify it for what it was, assess whether it was aligned with who you are and how you truly felt, and then modify it if it needed to be modified, to be brought into alignment. And you have done so much work. You have come so far. And you might still be going through that, and that's okay, but you have come a long way. All right? And so I'm seeing that you really needed to learn how to be safe. You had to relearn or learn for the first time how to be safe in your natural energy. And that might have required you to like rest a lot. Like if your masculine energies were overextended, this might have required you to like stop and go into like full rest mode. If your feminine energies were overworked, this might have required you to stop like something emotionally reactive, like an emotional reactiveness, and to come more into like a logical, like really assessing things from like an intellectual standpoint rather than an emotional standpoint, okay? So you have to apply that. I hope I'm explaining it correctly. You have to apply it according to what your experience was, okay? But now I'm seeing like you've had all these different trials that have shown you who you are, and you know who you are now. You know what your heart wants. You trust yourself. That's another thing. There was a lot of self-trust that needed to happen. And also like many choices that went against the grain of the beliefs that you were conditioned. So you had to like prove to yourself that you were not who other people labeled you as. Like it's almost like you had to like reclaim your identity. And yeah, that's basically what was happening. You had to reclaim your identity because there was just so much interference there. There was just so much like warfare there on you from a young age. But now here you are. You have done that. You've reclaimed your energy. You're safe in your own energy, and you might still be learning. There might still, might still come up against things in life that teach you and help you solidify these aspects of self, and that's okay. That's normal, right? Because we're always learning, we're always evolving, we're always growing. But you've reached like a level where it's like you have more than enough, as opposed to not having enough. Like you're grounded in it. Okay, it's stable. You've stabilized yourself. And you had to stabilize your natural frequency and be safe in that, because your divine counterpart has the other, has the opposite of that. So, and they had to ground their energy and be safe in their energy and have that energy balance and not be overworked in the counterpart, because that's what your energy is. You know what I mean? So you come together as a whole. So like if you weren't safe in your energy and you were in their energy, then they would still not be safe in their energy, and then they would be in your energy, and the two of you wouldn't feel safe around each other. Does that make sense? Okay, but now you are complete complements to each other. You are counterparts. And I see this is coming into your life. I see that you've had a little bit more stuff to deal with than this other person have. And I mean, it's not a competition. It's not like, like you're not like comparing or anything like that. But some of the things that you had to go through were far more severe than what this other person had to go through. And that's okay. Again, it's all about bringing your energy in balance in the way that your soul needed it to be brought into balance. Okay, so it's not really about, it's not like, we're not like tit for tat there. But it was time consuming for you, this process, and also time consuming for them. And it feels like, one of you were ready before the other. Okay, but now the time is here where you're going to be brought together. And when you do merge your energies, like, you're going to be so powerful, because this person truly does complement you in the ways that you need to be complimented. Like, they will understand you. They will be able to see you clearly. And it will be very reciprocal, because you'll be able to understand them and see them clearly. You will really value each other and value each other's strengths, and also be able to like support each other's weaknesses, okay? You won't have to rely on each other. You will just come together as complements, okay? And it's going to be a very natural thing and a very beautiful, and it feels, again, like it's a long time coming, and it does feel, it feels like very divine, like godly. So what I mean by that is, it's like you both are merged with the God consciousness. So it's not like one of you is at a higher state of consciousness than the other. You're both at like the highest state of consciousness, and then you're going to merge together. It feels very godly, like very ascended master-ish, like very like supreme self merged as one and here. And like the things you're going to do together are powerful. The ripple effect you'll have out into the world is going to be powerful. And that's why there's been so much attempts to just keep you separate. Because the lower frequencies, like, you will really make such a huge impact together. And I mean, you make an impact individually, and imagine coming together. It will just be so great that it really will like be like a surge of energy that will really awaken many people and lend to the healing process and the process of evolution. So you are irreplaceable. So is this other person, the counterpart to your energy. You are both irreplaceable. You are both like masters in your own right. And you've both had to go through a lot of stuff, and you will continue to learn from each other. You will continue to grow together. Like, you're not done growing and learning, but you are so highly evolved that, you know, it's more like your energy is so much for the greater good of all than it is just for an individual soul lesson, if that makes sense. I hope it does. And again, that's why there's been so much attempts to keep you apart. These lower frequencies, the lower frequencies, they survive on negative energy. So, you know, they like to keep people in this unconscious state, in a state where they're, you know, on autopilot, where they're like feeding off of their negative energy. That's what lower frequencies are. But here you will come in with this high frequency. You have this high frequency, and together you come in with this high frequency. And it's like you nourish the positive energies. Whereas the low frequency siphon and feed off of the low energies, you nourish the positive energy, which creates this surge. All right, I hope that makes sense. It makes sense to me. If you have any questions, you can leave them in the comment section. I will do my best to get to them. Sometimes I won't be able to. And so don't take that personally if I don't. But, I'll try my best to answer your questions about that. And what else? Like, there's no need to rush through any of this. I know right when we're at the brink of something is when we feel this pressure or this urgency to try to make it happen, but just like chill. It's just gonna come to you. It's just going to happen. It's just gonna unfold. It's gonna be such a natural and organic process. Okay, so just keep your frequency high, maintain your level of self-love, keep doing what you're doing, essentially, because that's all you need to do, right? You're there. So I hope that offers confirmation for you. I feel like you've been feeling this, or you've been wanting it. Maybe you've been having some visions about this or dreams about this. Your heart is really communicating to you that it's ready for this, all right? And maybe you had to release some grief or sadness over the experiences where it wasn't ready. So that's all very natural and part of the process. I'm gonna end the message. Okay? I feel like I've said everything that needs to be said as far as this goes. And I'm really excited for you. This feels really like a really positive, beautiful blessing and gift to the world. Not just to you, but yeah, a gift to the world. And it's almost like a reward for accomplishing what you have accomplished in this life. Oh, I'm getting chills. I'm getting goosies. Confirmation. So I hope this was confirmation for you. Okay, let me know if you want. And just know how loved you are. God loves you so much. I love you so much. Your divine counterpart loves you so much. And your whole team is so proud of you. I'm proud of you. Keep up the great work. Keep doing what you're doing. And I'm excited for you. I can't wait to see how this works out. Okay? I'll catch you in the next message. I hope you have a fantastic day. And, be kind to yourself. I love you.